20 June 2026, in Las Vegas, Nevada, one of the busiest cities in the world. That morning, a 26-year-old Australian woman texted a friend saying she was on her way to a hiking spot on the northwestern edge of the city. That was the last message from her. Around 1 p.m., security cameras captured her nearby, wearing a grey-blue jumper, denim shorts, and a shoulder bag. And from that point, Sally Grace Contarino disappeared. Her phone went silent, messages went unanswered, calls went unpicked up. The last trace was security camera footage from a shopping strip on the northwestern edge of the city. Her family in Melbourne is still waiting, but there is still no answer. The question everyone is asking: what happened to Sally Contarino in those hours in Las Vegas? Welcome to Crime Files O, the channel covering and analyzing criminal and missing persons cases involving Australians. If this is your first time visiting the channel, hit subscribe so you don't miss future videos. A quick like from you helps stories like Sally's reach more people, and sometimes community attention is exactly what helps uncover a lead authorities may have missed. Sally Contarino's disappearance remains under investigation. There is no official answer. But there are a great many questions, and today we're going to work through every piece of available information to try and understand what may have happened. On this trip, Sally was staying at Bungalow's Hostel on Las Vegas Boulevard in downtown Las Vegas and had given her sister this address. She had arrived in Las Vegas before 17 June and was due to fly home to Australia on 21 June. That is almost everything that has been made publicly available about her. Not much has been shared by her family or authorities about her career, life, or personal circumstances at this stage. What we do know, she was on a trip to Las Vegas. She had a boyfriend, mentioned in a street video from 20 June, and she was known to enjoy hiking, an important detail that would become one of the central theories in this disappearance. Whether she traveled to Las Vegas alone or with someone else has not been publicly confirmed. And that is one of the most significant information gaps in this case. Her family's last contact with Sally was on 20 June, the same day she disappeared. It is not known whether that was a phone call, a text message, or some other form of contact. Something worth thinking about: why did Sally go to Las Vegas? Purely for tourism, or for another reason? And why was the West Sky Canyon Drive area a spot on the city's northwestern edge, not a tourist center, where she was last seen, 17 June, 3 days before she disappeared? Sally appears in a video filmed in the Boulder Highway area by the social media account @EpicDamianPOV. In the video, she politely declines when approached and says she already has a boyfriend. This video was later mistaken by many as the last footage of Sally, but it was actually filmed 3 days before she went missing, 20 June, the day she disappeared. This is the most important day. Sally messaged a friend on Facebook saying she was on her way to Lone Mountain, a well-known hiking spot on the northwestern edge of Las Vegas. That was the last known message from her. Around 1 p.m. that same day, she was last seen on security camera at 9700 West Sky Canyon Drive, near the Lone Mountain area. This was also the day she was meant to be preparing for her flight home to Australia the following morning. The gap with no information. From that morning's Facebook message to when she was last seen at 1 p.m. at 9700 West Sky Canyon Drive, and from that point onward, there is no further information about Sally. And here is what we want you to think about. If Sally had messaged a friend saying she was heading to Lone Mountain, why was she last seen at 9700 West Sky Canyon Drive, not far from Lone Mountain, rather than at Lone Mountain itself? Did she make it to Lone Mountain? And if she did, what happened after that? To understand Sally's disappearance, it helps to understand the area where she was last seen. West Sky Canyon Drive sits on the northwestern edge of Las Vegas. Not the Strip, not downtown, not a typical tourist area. This is an area with a small shopping strip, a handful of stores, some local services. Nothing here particularly draws tourists. More important is the location's geography. This area borders directly onto US Route 95, the highway leading northwest, out of Las Vegas and into the Mojave Desert. If someone wanted to go hiking from this area, They could easily access natural trails nearby. But this is also an area where, if someone got into trouble in the desert, the chances of being found are significantly lower than in more central areas. In June, temperatures in Las Vegas and the surrounding desert can reach 45 to 47 degrees Celsius in the afternoon. Someone without enough water, without a clear plan, and alone in that environment faces a very high risk of danger. But there is one thing that keeps nagging at us. Why was Sally in this area, not central Las Vegas where most tourists go? Did she have a plan here? And did she go into the desert area? Sally's family in Melbourne began to worry when she did not return to Australia on schedule. Sally's original itinerary is not known. When she planned to return, which flight she had booked, or whether anyone was due to pick her up at Melbourne Airport. These details have not been made public. What we do know is that Sally's sister, Amy Contarino, told 9 News the family began to panic when they had still not heard from her. The real panic set in because we still hadn't heard from her, Amy said. The family then contacted Las Vegas police to report her missing. The family's last contact with Sally was also on 20 June, the day she disappeared. Notably, Amy Contarino made a strong statement about her own thinking. "We believe someone out there knows something." This is not a throwaway line. The family did not say, "We hope someone knows something." They said, "We believe." The difference between those two ways of phrasing it matters more than many people realize. And that is what we want to hear your thoughts on. Why is the family so convinced someone knows something? Do they have information of their own that has not been made public? Or is this simply the belief of a family desperately searching for answers? After receiving the missing persons report, Las Vegas police formally opened an investigation. What has been done? Police released security camera footage showing Sally in the last outfit she was seen wearing: a grey-blue jumper, denim shorts, black and white sneakers, and a bag. This footage was posted on the official account of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. A formal missing persons notice was issued, noting Sally may be in a state of severe emotional distress and in need of medical attention. All Las Vegas hospitals were asked to check their patient records for Sally. Victoria Police confirmed they had been notified of the disappearance and were ready to provide any assistance to U.S. authorities upon request. What has not been publicly confirmed, there is no information about whether police have deployed a ground search of the West Sky Canyon Drive area and nearby desert trails. There is no information about how many security cameras in the area have been checked, and there is no information about who police have interviewed. One thing worth questioning here, in a missing persons case involving a foreign national in Las Vegas, do local police have the resources and motivation to investigate thoroughly? And is Victoria Police's involvement actually making a difference in this search? There is one important detail about the @Epic Damien PO video that many initial sources got wrong, and this mix-up significantly affects how we understand this disappearance. That video was not filmed on 20th of June, the day Sally went missing. It was filmed on 17 June, 3 days earlier, in the Boulder Highway area. This means that video is not the last footage of Sally, and what happened to her on 20 June is not directly connected to the encounter in that video. However, the video still offers some valuable information. First, Sally's state on 17 June. 3 days before she disappeared, Sally appears calm and comfortable. She smiles, speaks naturally, and shows no sign of worry or distress. This suggests that at that point she was fine. Second, the boyfriend mentioned. In the video, Sally mentions a boyfriend. This person has still not been publicly identified. Has police contacted him? And what does he know about Sally's plans for 20 June? Third, the 3-day gap. From the 17th to the 20th, what did Sally do? Where did she go? And who did she meet? This is a period with no information at all. And here is what we think is most important to clarify. Sally messaged a friend on 20 June saying she was heading to Lone Mountain, but no one knows whether she actually got there, whether she went alone or with someone, and what happened after she moved out of view of the camera at 9700 West Sky Canyon Drive. This is the first theory, and also the one most commonly discussed, because there is a real basis for considering it. And this theory is now significantly stronger, because we know that on 20 June, Sally messaged a friend saying she was heading to Lone Mountain, a genuine hiking destination, not just speculation. Lone Mountain is a natural area on the northwestern edge of Las Vegas, not far from 9700 West Sky Canyon Drive, where she was last seen. This is a popular hiking spot among locals, but can be dangerous for tourists unfamiliar with the terrain, particularly in June. Sally Contarino was known to enjoy hiking. This has been confirmed by both Las Vegas police and her family. The West Sky Canyon Drive area, where she was last seen, borders directly onto natural areas, with trail access into the Mojave Desert and the wilderness surrounding Las Vegas. And this is critically important. June in Las Vegas is one of the most dangerous months of the year for hikers. The extreme heat has already been mentioned, extremely low humidity, no shade, and the distance from residential areas to true wilderness can be very short. But in those conditions, even a short trail can turn deadly without enough water and proper preparation. According to general statistics, Las Vegas and the surrounding area record numerous cases of hikers getting into trouble or requiring emergency rescue due to heat stroke, dehydration, and exhaustion, particularly in summer, and particularly among tourists unfamiliar with desert conditions. If Sally decided to hike into a natural area near West Sky Canyon Drive on the afternoon of 20 June without enough water and equipment, this could easily have become a tragedy. But this theory also has unexplained gaps. If Sally got into trouble in the desert, why has a ground search not found her after weeks? The Mojave Desert is vast, but the area near Las Vegas is not completely uninhabited. There are trails, there are people passing through. And the biggest gap in this theory: has Las Vegas police deployed a ground search using helicopters and rescue teams in the desert areas near West Sky Canyon Drive? And if so, how wide an area have they searched? This is the second theory, and also the most sensitive one. In the official missing persons notice, Las Vegas police noted Sally Contarino may be in a state of severe emotional distress and in need of medical attention. This is not ordinary language for a missing persons notice. Police do not make this kind of assessment at random. They usually have grounds for making such a statement. This raises the question: what does police know about Sally's mental state that the public does not? Has anyone, friends, family, or a witness, provided information about her state before she disappeared? And more importantly, if Sally was in a state of severe emotional distress, how might that have affected the decisions she made that day? However, it's important to note, police recording this possibility in the notice does not mean this is what happened. This is simply one of several possibilities they are considering, and including it in the official notice is to ensure all hospitals check their patient records. In the video from 17 June, Sally appears calm and comfortable. There is no clear sign of emotional distress in that video. But we don't know what happened in the days and hours after that. And here is what we find hardest to understand in this theory. Why did police make this assessment of Sally's emotional state in an official notice? What information did they base this on? And does her family agree with that assessment? This is the third theory, and the one Sally's own family appears to lean toward. Her sister, Amy Contarino, said plainly, "We believe someone out there knows something." This is a strong statement. Not maybe, or we hope, but we believe. This suggests the family has specific reasons to believe that. There are several points worth considering in this theory. First, the final location. West Sky Canyon Drive is not a typical Las Vegas tourist destination. This is a local residential and commercial area. Why was Sally there? Did someone bring her, or did she go there herself for a specific reason? Second, the boyfriend mentioned. In the video, Sally mentions a boyfriend, but no information about this person has been made public. Was he in Las Vegas with her? Did he know where she was that day? And most importantly, has police contacted him, and what has he said? Third, the 2-hour gap. From when she was last seen on camera to any point after, who did Sally meet? Where did she go? And what did she do? This is a period with no information. And in that time, Someone may have come into contact with her. Fourth, Las Vegas is a city with an extremely high transient population. Las Vegas attracts millions of visitors every year, and the busy, complex environment of this city presents particular challenges for anyone traveling alone, especially a foreign tourist unfamiliar with the local terrain and culture. Here is what we think is most worth examining. Is Las Vegas police investigating the possibility that someone else was involved in Sally's disappearance? And the boyfriend she mentioned in the video, has he been identified and questioned? Looking at everything available about Sally Contarino's disappearance, there are several points worth questioning. 1. Only a single piece of security camera footage. Las Vegas police released only one piece of security camera footage, showing Sally at 9700 West Sky Canyon Drive around 1 p.m. on 20th June. But Sally moved through several areas that day, from her accommodation at Bungalow's hostel downtown to the Lone Mountain area and West Sky Canyon Drive. That journey passes through multiple routes with camera coverage. Why was only one image released? Has police checked all the footage along that route? And more importantly, what does that footage show after Sally moved out of camera view? 2. The journey from the video location to West Sky Canyon Drive. These are two different locations. How did Sally travel between them? On foot, by taxi, by bus, or did someone give her a lift? There is no information about this. 3. The boyfriend, a person who vanished from the story. Sally mentions a boyfriend in the video, but he has not appeared in any information made public since. No name, no photo, no statement from him. This is the biggest information gap in this case. 4. Information about the trip. Did Sally travel to Las Vegas alone or with someone? Which accommodation was she staying at? How long had she been in Las Vegas before she disappeared? This basic information has not been made public, and it's unclear whether police even have it yet. 5. The speed of police response. When did Las Vegas police formally take on this case as a missing persons investigation? And what is the standard procedure in the US for cases like this? This is important information for understanding the current progress and direction of the investigation. 6. The Facebook message about Lone Mountain. Sally messaged a friend saying she was heading to Lone Mountain. But who is this friend? What information have they provided to police? And what was the full content of that message? 7. The 3 days from 17 to 20 June. Where was Sally, and what was she doing during those 3 days? From appearing in the video at Boulder Highway to being last seen at West Sky Canyon Drive. Among these information gaps, we want you to weigh in. Of these unexplained points, which do you think is most important to clarify? And does the lack of public information mean police are withholding it for investigative reasons, or simply that they genuinely don't have any more information yet? Las Vegas is no stranger to visitors disappearing, particularly solo travelers from overseas. The city welcomes more than 40 million visitors every year, and among them, some vanish without a trace. Several features of Las Vegas make disappearances here particularly difficult to investigate. First, an extremely high transient population. Tens of thousands of people arrive in and leave Las Vegas every day. In that environment, someone going missing may not be noticed for a long time because no one knows where they were supposed to be. Second, dense security camera coverage, but not everywhere. The Strip and the casinos have extremely dense camera systems, but outer suburban areas like West Sky Canyon Drive, far from the center, may not have comparable camera coverage. Third, close proximity to the desert. Las Vegas sits within the Mojave Desert. The distance from the city's edge to true wilderness can be just a few minutes' drive. And the desert, particularly in summer, is a dangerous environment for anyone unprepared. Fourth, international coordination. When a foreign national goes missing in Las Vegas, coordination between local police, US federal agencies, and the person's home country authorities can take time and face administrative hurdles. And from that perspective, we want you to think about, from similar disappearances in Las Vegas, what typically happens and what lessons might apply to Sally Contarino's case. This is an aspect rarely discussed, but extremely important in Sally Contarino's disappearance. Sally is an Australian citizen missing in the US. This creates a complex chain of legal and administrative barriers. First, investigative jurisdiction. This case falls under the jurisdiction of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, the local police agency for Las Vegas. Victoria Police has no authority to investigate directly on U.S. soil. What Victoria Police can do is provide information, assist with family liaison, and coordinate through diplomatic channels, but they cannot conduct their own investigation in Las Vegas. Second, differing legal systems. The US and Australian legal systems differ in many respects, particularly around sharing information and evidence across borders. In many similar cases, sharing investigative information between the two countries typically has to go through formal diplomatic and legal channels, which can affect the speed of coordination. Third, embassies and consulates. The Australian Embassy in the US and the Australian Consulate in Los Angeles, the closest to Las Vegas, may play an important role in supporting the family and connecting with US authorities. But there is no information about the extent of their involvement in this case. Fourth, public pressure. In many disappearances with an international element, media and public attention plays an important role in pushing authorities to act faster. Sally's disappearance is receiving attention from both Australian and US media. This may add further pressure on Las Vegas police. What we want to raise here: what specifically are Victoria Police and the Australian Embassy in the US doing to support the search for Sally? And is there enough diplomatic pressure to ensure Las Vegas police prioritize this case? As of the making of this video, Sally Grace Contarino has still not been found. The investigation remains ongoing. There has been no official announcement of any specific progress. The biggest questions remain unanswered. 1. Who is the boyfriend Sally mentioned in the video? Where was he on 20th of June? And has police questioned him? 2. What does security camera footage in the West Sky Canyon Drive area show after Sally moved out of view of the one image that was released? 3. Has Las Vegas police deployed a ground search in the nearby desert area, and what were the results? 4. Why was Sally in the West Sky Canyon Drive area, not central Las Vegas, that afternoon? 5. What is the basis for police noting Sally may be in a state of severe emotional distress? Each of these questions could be the key to finding Sally, or at least to finding the truth about what happened to her. This is a case with no ending yet, and perhaps one that has never had so many differing perspectives. After hearing the full analysis, which theory do you think is most likely? A hiking accident in the harsh desert conditions of Las Vegas in June, or severe emotional distress leading to dangerous decisions, or someone else was involved, as Sally's own family believes? And one more important question: if you know anyone who met or saw Sally Contarino in Las Vegas on 20th June 2026, any information at all, no matter how small, contact Las Vegas Police immediately on 702-828-3111 or Crime Stoppers on 702-385-5555. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'll read all of them. And one special note: the first comment under this video will get priority from me. Whichever case you want me to cover next, I'll do exactly that. Sally Contarino's disappearance is different from every other case covered on this channel. No offender has been arrested, no trial, no sentence, just a 26-year-old woman and a gap her family is trying to fill every single day. And because of that, the lesson from this case is not about the legal system, not about justice. It's about the small things we can do right now to protect ourselves and the people we love. 1. If you're traveling alone overseas or anywhere at all, set a fixed check-in time with family every day, not every week, every day. And if you miss one, your family knows to act immediately. 2. Always leave your daily plans with a loved one, which accommodation you're staying at, where you plan to go, what time you'll be back. One simple message could be the only thing that helps someone find you if something happens. 3. The desert is not a place to explore alone without preparation, especially in summer. Las Vegas temperatures in June can reach 47 degrees Celsius. In that environment, the smallest mistake can turn into a tragedy. Sally Contarino is still being searched for. If you're watching this video and have any information, no matter how small, even if you're not sure it matters, call now. Las Vegas Police, 702-828-3111. Crime Stoppers, 702-385-5555. Don't decide for yourself whether that information matters or not. Let police make that call. In Australia, if you or someone you know needs urgent support, call 000. For mental health support, Lifeline on 131114. Crime Files O produces this content based on verified news sources. This case remains under investigation, and information may change as updates become available.